Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Tokyo, 2008. This is going to be another Don White recommended film. I love every single one of the three that I've seen so far, including this one. It's a series of three short movies. The directors are non-Japanese, but the actors are Japanese. So the entire thing is in Japanese with English subtitles. I'll post the trailer in the description box. There's a free version of it on YouTube, but I don't know if it's legal. But it's got over a million views, so nobody's trying to take it down, I guess. Which is kind of interesting. I got it on Netflix DVD. So the first short movie is called Interior Design. It's about a struggling couple in Tokyo. They're living with a friend who's trying to get rid of them because she thinks that they're taking advantage of her. They can't find an apartment. The guy's an aspiring filmmaker, and he finds a job part-time wrapping gifts, I guess. I'm not sure. They keep getting parking tickets to the point where they park in front of a store that's closed until Friday, but they forget to move the car, so the car gets impounded. The lazy girlfriend is like trying to get her stuff out of the car, and the guy's not letting her take her car without some money, which she doesn't have. So she starts riding the high-speed rail or whatever they have in Japan. She just likes to sit at home and cut out stuff from magazines. That's her deal. Not very productive. So eventually she ends up transforming into a chair. And there's an interesting part where she's kind of a half chair, half human, where she's in the middle of a transformation. Her chest area has this hole with the chair inside, and then her legs turned into leg chairs, or chair legs, I should say. So that was pretty cool. She gets butt naked running around Tokyo while she's in her human form. Unfortunately, you don't get to see any of that except for her arse. So it's all pretty much off camera. She's going like this, so you can't really see, which is unfortunate. But I enjoyed that one. The second short film, Murdy, is by far the best. It's quite funny, actually, in a dark humor sort of way. And you hear the Godzilla theme throughout. It's about a monster coming out of the sewer. He's got like this egg eye, milk colored without any pupil on the left side of his face. or maybe I guess it's the right side. The other guy had the left side. Um, so he crawls out of the sewer like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he starts inflicting mayhem on the people walking the streets of downtown Tokyo. It's like taking their flowers, eating them, uh, eating their pictures, stealing their cigarette and smoking it, stuff like that. And then whenever he hears the police sirens, he just crawls back into the sewer. Murdy means shit in French, by the way. So his name literally means shit in French. So he's sort of crawling around the sewer. He finds a box of grenades next to I don't know, a Japanese flag down there with writing that says the triumph of Nanking. Don't know what that's about, but he unloads one of these grenades in the sewer, and he gets the idea to bring a whole bunch up into the streets of Tokyo. So he just goes up there and starts detonating these grenades, killing squares of people, dead bodies strewn all over the street. And then all of a sudden the police really want to catch him, so they go underground in the sewer. They find him naked, so you get to see his dingling there. And he's got this kind of really thick beard. It's kind of twisted like this, and he walks kind of funny. So the cops catch him, but nobody can speak his language, so they fly somebody from France, some lawyer dude. It was only one of 3 people who can speak his language. It involves a lot of grunting and hitting the face like this, and kicking and stuff. It's pretty funny, but the guy reveals that he's racist against Japanese. He hates Japanese people, so they end up hanging him. And there's kind of a plot twist ending, hint at a sequel. I don't want to spoil it, but pretty cool ending. And there are some parts that made me laugh. So that was probably the best out of the 3, I'd say. Third one is kind of banal kind of feel to it, similar to the first one in the beginning. It's about a recluse guy who's like collecting books and toilet paper rolls and pizza boxes. He's basically been living inside this house for 10 years. He hasn't stepped outside because he hates the bright colors and interacting with people, or the bright sunshine, I guess. So his dad sends him money, and he orders his food to be delivered. I guess he has pizza once a week. This place called Pizza's End. So he's got all these pizzas and boxes stacked in his house, stacked neatly into columns of Pizza's End boxes that he's accumulated over the last 10 years. Um, he never actually looks at the person when they're delivering. He just kind of looks down at the floor, gives them the money, and they bring him the food. So there's this young, comely looking pizza girl. She looks like she's about 18 or even younger. She's super skinny and flat chested, even more so than the naked gal in the first one. She's got all these buttons on her, like tattoos that you press, um, indicating that she might be uh, partial robot, like a cyborg, I guess. I don't know. So um, she comes there to deliver his pizza one day, and he's looking at her garter belt, and he gets intrigued by it. He kind of looks up and sees her. She's like standing in the doorway. Um, then there's an earthquake. She passes out. Uh, he starts to panic, and then he presses the coma button on her leg. Then she wakes up, and she takes off. Um, he gets all excited, like he's got ants in his pants or something, waiting for the next pizza delivery. And it's a guy who's like yelling on the phone about something. Um, so that's the second person he sees in the last 10 years. The guy just barges in and starts using the phone, screaming something in Japanese. Um, he gets a glass of water. So the guy's still curious about the girl, what happened to her. He starts asking the pizza delivery guy all these questions. Did she quit? This and that. He jokes that he's her husband, which is which is a lie. She actually quit, and he gives him the address where she lives, and he decides to go outside for the first time in 10 years. He's like a vampire. He's blinded by the sunlight. He discovers that everybody's a recluse, not just him. Like the streets are empty. And there's a robot, an actual robot delivering the pizza now. Because everybody's indoors, nobody wants to go outside. So he decides to walk there. Probably takes him an hour and a half to get to the other side of Tokyo, where she lives. But he's walking there super fast. He's out of breath and stuff. And then he sees her. She's reluctant to go outside, but then there's another earthquake, and everybody comes outside for a brief moment. So there's that. I don't want to spoil the ending, but anyways, pretty weird stuff, man. I really like the Murdy short film. He even hinted at a sequel, but the Murdy invading New York, something like that, with the $5 bill and Murdy's beard and his milk eye on the $5 bill with Lincoln. So that was pretty cool. There's a funny newscast in that one where they think Murdy is the United States think Murdy is part of an Al Qaeda plot, and so that was pretty entertaining. Reminded me of Idiocracy in that sense. Um, so a lot of dark black humor in that one. Um, yeah, it's too bad we could see more of the naked Japanese gal, but I guess part of Japanese censorship or whatever. Who knows? Cool flick overall, though. It wasn't necessary for her to be naked for the story to unfold, where she's turning into a chair. I don't think I spoiled the ending on any of those three, but it didn't feel like an hour and 47 minutes. It felt much shorter than that, just because they're three short films. But I enjoyed all three of them. I pretty much sat through the whole thing, although I took a couple breaks. The beginning of the first one was kind of boring with them searching around, but the Japanese babes in that one are pretty hot looking. And the guy's surreal kind of artsy film was interesting. He screens it at a porno theater with gay porn playing in that theater, and he uses a smoke machine which has everybody choking. Like when there's a scene with a tailpipe, he cranks up the smoke machine. So there's that. Girlfriend was kind of pissing everybody off, so she just transformed into a chair. She was more useful that way, I guess. Pretty interesting stuff. So I was glad I got to see a couple movies about Tokyo. It's been a while since I've seen Japanese movies. What was the last Tokyo movie I saw? It was I can't even remember. Anyways, probably the last Japanese movie I saw. I can't even friggin' remember the name of it. It's probably around the time of In the Realm of Senses, which got banned in Japan. At least the hardcore porn scenes. But yeah, it's probably been, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. No, probably 4 years since I last saw a Japanese flick. So I guess these movies are filmed in Japan, but they're directed by some French dudes or Korean or some shit. I don't know. Pretty interesting stuff. Great flick, highly recommended. Check it out later.